Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to use this tool which allows you to draw graphs like the one you saw in the intro. So how to use it? First thing, we have this controllers node in here. Once you click on it and press tab, then you have this function section or function node and all these controllers in here. So how to write a function, okay? How to do it? Press on the function node and then press tab. And sadly I couldn't figure out any other way than doing it procedurally in the geometry nodes, so you have to be a bit familiar with the geo nodes. How to use it, how to use this thing, cosine and sine and all that stuff, in order to type a function to draw. Let me explain it. In geometry nodes we have a node, okay? We can search for a math node, for example, math. Then we will have this node which have an input and an output. In this situation the input is going to be the x, okay? And the output is going to be the y. And that's how the function works. F of x is equal to y, and when you input x it will give you y, okay? That's how a function works. So the input is going to be the x, as I said, and the output is going to be the y. Or we can input some different stuff. Maybe we can input 2x. We can just get the output of multiplying the x. Here is the input x, and then here we're going to, for example, do a multiplication. Let's multiply it by 2, for example. The output is going to be 2x, because 2 times x is 2x. Then, for example, we're going to put it in a sine node, so we will have sine 2x. That's how we will do it. We can do piecewise functions and all that stuff, but for later. I'll explain it in this video, but not now. So here we go. We have the math node. Just press Shift A, type math, and you'll find it. Or you can go to utilities, Shift A, utilities, and go to math node. Just drop it in here. If for some reason it was not connected, you can just drag the x and plug it in here, then drag the value, the output value, and plug it into the y. And now what we have is x added to 0.5, so y is equal to x plus 0.5. Let's have a look. By the way, to use the tool you have to press space. Yeah, that's how it works. Let's say, for example, that I want to draw 1 over x squared minus 9, for example. How to do that? So 1 over something is a division, so let's find the divide. We want 1 over something done to the x, right? So let's type 1. That's 1 over x, okay, at the moment. How to make this x squared minus 9? We can add another math node. Just press on the divide, press Shift D, and you will duplicate it. Let's choose power, then just drop it in here in this line. Here we have x to the power, the exponent 0.5 we want to, okay? Then what we want is to subtract 9 from this, another math node, subtract, and we want to subtract 9. So what do we have is x squared minus 9 as the denominator. And here we go. Let's try and see how to look. Alright, how to go back to the controllers? Right click, press exit group, or press on this node, the group input, and press tab. What do these controllers do is a lot of stuff. Let's start by the interval, right? Yeah, here's an example, okay? I don't know how to explain it. Like I want to draw sine x from 1 to pi, for example. So I want from 1 as the left interval, I think it's pronounced, okay, 4 pi. So I can type in here pi like this, and 2 pi just saying it's tau, T-A-U, that's a 2 pi, and the pi, as I said, pi. The function I said that I want to see is sine, right? So you can press Ctrl X, okay, selecting the nodes, Ctrl X to dissolve them, or just X, then reconnect this. I want the sine, here's the sine, and as I said, from 1 to pi. Let's have a look. Here we go. From 1, and it should stop in here. Nice, nice. So that's the domain left and domain right. That's what they do. Let's see what the drawer point is. Let's, for example, add Suzanne, the monkey. I want this monkey to be the drawer point, the thing that draws this function. So just going to the drawer point, choosing Suzanne the monkey. Let me just restart the animation. As you can see, the monkey is drawing the function right now, but it's so big. I can just go and scale it in the edit mode. It will not work in the object mode. Let me show you. Just scale and nothing is changing. But in here we go. Maybe you can add a head of dragon, for example, and just rotate it like this, 90 degrees. And now you have a dragon, and that's the draw point. You can add whatever you want, for example a bear, and give it an animation. Just, I don't know, anything. The draw speed is the speed that the function is going to be drawn with. Let me just increase the domain from -pi to pi, okay? Let me just move this, okay, it's by default 5, but let me put it 15, for example. Here we go, it's much quicker. For example 1, okay, it's so slow. You can just play with it and see what fits better for you. Don't go very high, like 100, because look, it will start just doing that weird chunks. I'm just telling you, the less speed, the more accurate the graph is going to be. Now for the next controller, the max delta y for draw. Let me go and choose the tangent as the function, okay? So let's see how the tangent is going to look like. As we can see, the graph just stopped in here, okay? Why is that? Because in some cases, in some situations, the tool just started to draw the vertical asymptote, and I don't want that, so I used to add a limit. If the delta y just increased too much, like 1,000 maybe, then stop drawing. So that's it. If I just dropped it to 4 maybe, when delta y is more than 4, then it will not generate the function. Look at this. Here the delta y just now is going to go more than 4, so it will not draw. Not sure if this value is accurate, but just you can do it by eye. So let me go with 1000 maybe. Now you will see that it's going way too much up. Let me go back to the sine function. Cosine, I don't know. Both works. The next one is the slope color. So let me just turn it on. If the function is increasing, the function is going to be colored in green. If the slope is 0, as you can see, it's going to be blue. And if the function is decreasing, it's going to be red. So just, I don't know, I felt that it's going to be a good addition to add. And yeah, here it is. Let me just increase it from -tau to tau. To go back to the first frame, just press shift and the left arrow. Press space to start the animation. Here we go, nice. Let's say that I don't want to see if it's increasing or decreasing. So turn the slope color off and just pick whatever color you want. For example, green. Now it's going to be green. Let's say that you want the graph color to be changing over time. If you know how to use geometry nodes like a little bit, you might understand. There is a node called scene time. which gives the seconds, how many seconds have passed since you started the animation, and the frames. Let me just use the seconds and plug it into a sine node. Math and then sine. That will give me a range from -1 to 1, okay? Because the sine can't go less or higher than this value. Then I'm going to plug it into a color ramp into the factor. And what the factor does, just let me show you. Okay, let me plug it in here. Now when I play with the factor, it's going to blend between these two colors, the black and white. So I want the factor to change over time, and the clamp button is going to make the output goes from 0 to 1, because the factor can't go less than 0. So just check that it's turned on. Okay, I plug it in here, then pick whatever color you want, for example red, then blue. I'll go with the RGB, okay, and green. Now when you play the animation, the colors are going to change over time, as you can see. Green, red, blue. Let's say that you want them to change much faster. What you can do is to multiply this by, let me just remember, less than 1 or more than 1. I think less. More, yeah, more, as you can see. And yeah, that's how you can make it changing the color over time. The emission, let's say that you want it to be very bright, you can go with 15 maybe, or 0, 1, I don't know, it depends on you. 25, and it will work for the slope color. So the red, green, blue are going to be more shiny. Like, let me go back to 5. The line thickness, which is the thickness of the line. Now for draw grid. Okay, what it does is that it draws the grid. For example, the draw grid, if I just disable it, what you will see is that the grid disappeared, but there's that show halves. Okay, so here we have 0, -0.5, -1. You can disable it. Okay, so when you draw the grid, it will be only like this, which is much cleaner. Or you can just disable it and you will end up with the axes. It depends on you. Let's see what the grid size is. So our currently grid size is 25, which means that it will go from -25 up to 25. So let me just go with something like 7. And now when you start the animation, you will have a small grid. Okay, you can go with 100 for example. Okay, but just telling you, the grid is very heavy. Okay, as you can see, when I dropped it down to 7, I can run it at 25 frames per second, but something like 50 for example. Yeah. Look at this. Okay, let's for example say that you want to change the background color. You want to make it, for example, white. You can just go and make it white. You can make it pink, for example. I don't know why anyone would do that. Or blue, any color you want. But the cool thing is that I added the alpha. You can just drop the alpha down, and here you go. You have like windows. I don't know. You can just make a tower with this. You can maybe put a texture behind or animation. I don't know, whatever you want. Just telling you, the alpha is only working for the background color. Okay, the grid color is not going to work with the alpha. Let me just bring the alpha back and maybe a orange color. Okay, let's say that you want to make it more emissive. Okay, increase the emission. You see the value here. You can just type 5 for example, and now the emission is 5. You can for example type 100. Okay, don't do it. The grid color, let me go back to black. The grid color is the grid color as it says. You can just change it, and the same thing if you want to increase the emission, just type whatever value you want in here and you'll end up with very cool results. Let me go with this color. The numbers color, okay, you can just do the same thing, make them red, make them pink, blue, green, anything you want. Increase the value 100 maybe. Let me just pick the same axis color. The number size, okay, you have to just go back to the first frame, and yeah, as it says, the number size, but just showing you the show slope. Okay, you see the slope text in here. Let's say that you do want to see it, disable it. It's that easy. Okay, is it accurate or not, the slope thing? Let's see. The function is cosine, right? When the cosine is 0, the sine is going to be 1, and the slope is the derivative. Okay, d cosine or dx. Okay, when x is going to be x, yeah, x is going to be 3 pi over 2, right? Yeah, okay, which is 270 degree, is going to be -1, right? And as we can see, there's the slope color. You can just change it to make it much clear. Okay, I don't know, blue. And as we can see, it is here, the 3 pi over 2 is around 4.5, I think. Yeah, okay. Let's see when it is here. Okay, it does not go to 0. Why is this? Because the speed is too much. The drawing speed is 15. Let me just drop it down to 5 maybe. Okay, because it touches the 0 instantaneously. I don't know. Here we go. It is now 0. What other stuff? Okay, this one's really cool. We have the instances. Let's say that I want for some reason to instance something on the curve, maybe a tree. Let me just model a tree for quick. I don't know, this is supposed to be a tree, and as the instances I want the tree to be the instant. Yeah, okay. The rotation, just apply it. Okay, and here we go. Check that the origin point is going to be at the very bottom, and the instance count is how many instances you want per island, per curve. Let's say that you have 1 over x, which is going to be like this, I think, or this, I don't know. Okay, something like this. So in each curve you will have 3 instances, like 1, 2, 3. Then there's a discontinuity in here, then 1, 2, 3. Okay, why you might use that? Maybe you're showing a graph for the population or something like this, and you want to instance, I don't know, some people on the curve. They're not going to be aligned with the rotation, but maybe I will do this in the next version. Okay, but it will work for now. Currently the function is tangent. Okay, I changed it. Okay, let me scale the icosphere to make it clear. Here we have 3, here we have another 3, another 3, and like this. That's it. The slope text position multiplier, this complicated thing. Let me bring the monkey head back. Let's say that it's so big, it's massive. Okay, you can see the slope just went, I don't know, really far. So this thing is kind of controller for how far you want it from the drawer point. I don't know, I found that it's going to be useful. Okay, maybe you want to make it really far. It can't go more than 1. Okay, just telling you. Alright, just going to show you the last thing before going to the piecewise. Let's instance a cube as a drawer point. So scale it down. Where's that? Okay, scale it down and then delete it. you will find that it's still working. Even if you just restarted the animation, it will still work. Okay, why is that? Because the data is going to be preserved. So just go in here to the outer line, Blender file, then under meshes, that's cube, right? Yep, delete it. Now it's gone. Okay, you can delete whatever you want from here. If you want to delete materials, delete images, or whatever. The piecewise is going to be a bit complicated. So what will we use? We will need 2 extra nodes. Okay, the math node and a compare node. I don't know if you know it. And the Boolean math. Boolean math. Here it is. So let's say that I want x plus 1. That's x. Then we added 1. It's x plus 1. Okay. When the function, when x is less than 5, maybe. Okay. So we have this. Let's drop it in here. Then we can from here drag the x value. The compare node is going to compare whether. Okay, wait, we don't need the boolean. Okay, we need switch. Yeah, switch. I'm sorry about that. When the x value is less than or equal, maybe -5, it will output something. It will output true when that's true. Okay. So let me show you what the switch node. Let me change it to float, okay? Because float is a number with decimals, okay? 0.1, 0. I don't know, 5.9 negative. So the y output is a float, okay? So we want to switch between floats. If the x is less than 5, that will give us true. Let me plug it to the switch, okay? And yeah, we will have x plus 1 when the x is less than 5, okay? Let me say if x is greater than 5, okay? Which is going to be the false. We want to maybe do x squared power 2. The base is going to be this one, and plug it in here. Okay, let's have a look. Here we go. Maybe I want to decrease this. Maybe 15 is going to be good. It's too much. As you can see, it's working. Why I accidentally added the Boolean math at the beginning? Let's say that you want to make it much complicated, something like okay, here is y, okay, equals x plus 1 if x is less than 5, and if x is between, okay, x squared, okay, if x is between maybe greater than -5 and less than 0, we want to have this. And then otherwise, if x is more than 0, x is greater than 0, we want to have this one, okay? So we can use this, okay? Using the OR, it's going to check whether x is less than 5. When x is less than 5 or greater than 0, maybe, yeah, we want it to get back like this. When it is less than -5 or greater than 0, let me just plug this in here on the OR, then put it in the input. Let's have a look. Now it will be like this. When it reaches 0, here we go. I don't know, those are the nodes you're going to use if you want to make some piecewise stuff. And that's it. Okay, let me just dissolve this. I don't need this. And yeah, that's it. You can have fun, you can, I don't know, do whatever you want. There's this collection here. You can just open it and check how I made all that stuff. The geonodes. For example, you can go to the grid and expand it, go to the draw, maybe do some stuff. Maybe the slope word, you don't like its size, you want to make it smaller. Add scale instance. In here, since we're outputting an instance for the string, then you can scale it, but check that this one is turned off, the local space. You can just play around with it, make it smaller, make it, I don't know. You can maybe change the font, for example, if you can just unpack items maybe, then go change it, or I don't know. Do whatever you want. Hope you understand how it works, and see you later in the next tool, or maybe in the next version, I don't know. Peace out.